Hey ladies, happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a great day. Fix your form today. Let's go over a very basic exercise, the squat. It's actually a really functional exercise. Of course, when we're like bending down to pick something up, when we are going from seated to standing, it is a movement that we all do on a daily basis, and I do feel that we can get a little bit more technical with it, of course, to build up strength, build up endurance, build up mobility, balance, and strength, ultimately by using dumbbells or barbells. So a few things about squats. Now, the width of your feet is going to depend a little bit, well, a lot, on your height. I am almost 6 feet tall, so I have to move quite a distance. I've got really long femurs, like my legs are super duper long. I've got a little bit of a smaller or shorter torso, I should say. So I have to go fairly wide in order to reach that 90 degrees or even lower. Now, when we do a squat like this isn't really a squat. Yeah, it's kind of okay for maybe a bit of a warm-up. When you're doing a pulse, for example, you might be just pulsing through that range of motion where you're keeping tension on your legs. But you want to make sure that your stance is wide enough and that you're balanced enough to be able to go about 90 degrees. It is totally okay to use your arms, if you're not holding a dumbbell, to use your arms as kind of a counterbalance, because as you shift your hips back, your arms can be in front of you for balance. Now you want to keep your head fairly neutral. When I say neutral, you're just keeping your spine in neutral alignment. How can I explain that? You don't necessarily want to keep your head, your eyes up, but you're almost looking at the floor. I'll put my hands in front of me here, looking at the floor in front of you, not cranking your head back, not looking at your feet, but keeping that spine neutral as you are squatting. Now, if this is even too advanced for you, practice your squats on a bench, on an ottoman, on a box, on something, a chair that you can sit down, keep that head neutral, and push back up. You're driving through your entire foot. You should be able to wiggle your toes, but most of that weight is even throughout your entire foot. So ball of your foot and heel, equal pressure pushing through your foot. Feet, it's totally okay to angle your feet slightly outward. That's going to allow you to go to a greater depth. It's just biomechanically the way that our hips are designed. It makes more sense for us as women to slightly angle our feet out as opposed to keeping them straight. If I try to squat with my feet straight forward, then I find I'm restricted. Like I feel like my hips get in the way of me being able to lower myself down. If I go slightly wider with my stance, I'm able to reach those deeper depths of your squat. The deeper you squat, the more you engage your glutes. And a good majority of us have weak glutes, which then puts pressure on our backs. It can even get your hamstrings to fire up a lot more. You can end up having knee injuries. So we really want to make sure that form is key before you end up increasing weight. Now, in regards to dumbbells, in your program, I'll have you doing different squats, whether that is just a regular squat, holding dumbbells at the side, or a goblet squat, which is personally my favorite. a front squat, possibly holding dumbbells here. And some of it honestly depends on what you have available for equipment. So for myself, we have some pretty heavy weights. So instead of holding 2 15-pound weights here to do a front squat or a goblet squat, I will hold on to 1 dumbbell. So this is a 35. It just kind of sits above my chest. The top portion sits above my chest. Arms are nice and tight to the side. I'll show you from the front. So toes slightly turned out. Head is staying neutral. I'm getting as low as I possibly can, driving through my feet straight up. If you don't feel comfortable with balance just yet, put an object behind you. Now this is a bit too high for me, so I can't really show you, but put something, I'm trying to think of something else that I could use. Have something lower that you don't necessarily sit on, but you have there as a guide for you to reach that depth. And you're kind of just pulsing off that object and back up. And I'm thinking of an exercise ball could be an option. Unfortunately, this is really big, so I would be hitting that ball a lot sooner, but I think that I'm getting my message across there. Now, last thing I want to go over is just a few more technical things. So when you're squatting, you are thinking about spreading the floor with your feet. Now, what I mean by that is that you are putting pressure outwards. And you are going to notice a difference in your glutes. So if you are somebody who struggles with activating their glutes, this is the exercise for you. And I would say that 99% of you probably lack glute activation. So when you are squatting, think about pressing your feet out as you come back up. You are going to feel different muscles engage. So squat down, think about spreading the floor with your feet, and you're gonna notice some glute activation differently. So as simple and foundational as this exercise is, there's definitely a lot to think about, but I wouldn't progress to using a barbell. I'm pointing to our barbell that we have, a big barbell that you put on your back, until you have a basic body weight squat down pat. Then think about adding, 2 5-pound dumbbells, and whether you want to hold the weight here, and of course, even the type of squat, if you're doing like a wide sumo squat, of course, you're not going to hold the weights out here. You're definitely going to hold the weights on the inside. So I guess I kind of retract my last statement. Kind of depends what I'm asking you to do. But yeah, like I said earlier, depending on the weight that you have, you may be holding 1, you may be holding 2 to actually challenge yourself depending on where you're at on your health journey. So I hope that's helpful. I should have made a list of things that I wanted to talk about, but I think I covered it all. If there's anything that I missed that one of you can point me in the right direction of, I will answer those questions as well. All right, have a great day.